I was just checking on here. I know a lot of truck drivers be out there working, and they're going to need to get someplace that maybe they can get a meal. Most of the restaurants, I'm pretty sure, will be open if they're at one of those bigger truck stops. But a lot of times you're not in there, and you need to find out. And I was looking, and I don't see anybody having any kind of announcements that they'll be open that day, the day of Thanksgiving. So that
I got a kick. I went into a TA the other day, and it said, "Join us for Thanksgiving feast. We will be doing turkey, all the sides." But when you go to all these TA restaurants around the country, they're no longer open. So.
yeah, you're right. That's the thing. They've closed the restaurants,
trying to find a restaurant that's still there.
Yeah, and what I'm looking here is, like you're saying, there's no restaurants that even announced that they're going to be open for Thanksgiving. And
you're going to have to be happy for the Subway turkey sandwich, probably.
Yeah, which. I always hated Subways at truck stops because I was like, man, I got stuff to make a sandwich in my truck. Why would I want to come in here and pay money for a sandwich?
Exactly. It's kind of a sad situation. Truckers and restaurants across the country. I think there will be homeless shelters giving a better meal to the homeless than what most truckers will get on Thanksgiving holiday this year.
Right. I see a few articles posted talking about what's going to be open Thanksgiving, but it's all local. There's nothing, no national. Like if you go on there and say what's going to be open, well, the funny thing to me is so within the vicinity of where I live, the restaurants that have already announced that they'll be open is sushi, and then the poke, whatever it is, Hawaii poke, and then Whataburger. That's it. That's the ones that say they'll be open on Thanksgiving. That's so funny to me.
Well, that's the state of restaurants in the United States of America. You think what it used to be days gone by, every truck stop had a restaurant.
Yep.
And that restaurant usually stayed open 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Now you're lucky to find one that's open past the hours of 8 o'clock if they have a restaurant in them.
Yep, you're right about that. No, I totally agree. I was just reminiscing the other day.
I just don't see how some of these places could say how they can call themselves a truck stop anymore.
Oh, I know. I mean, even the ones that have a Huddle House or any type of Denny's, even the ones that have Denny's, they're not open. They're not open all the time like a Denny's should be.
No.
Or a Huddle. There's a Huddle House down where I drive. There's always a Huddle House, and it's closed. If you get there past midnight, they're closed. They're not open 24/7.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many restaurants I've gotten off the road, say at 9 o'clock at night. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We closed at 7. What do you mean closed at 7? Most people's lunch hours, even on civilians, is a 6:30 to 7:30, and you're closed at 7? What kind of a restaurant does that?
Right, exactly.
I'm sorry. And TA, I can say I got a bone or a spur in my saddle on them anyway. But we got a hot food. Oh yeah, what do you got? Oh, we got corn dogs in the heat lamp over there.
Oh, man, their stuff is so nasty. Yeah.
Mm.
I recommend anybody, if you're going to get anything hot that's ready to go quick like that, my first choice would be Quick Trip, and the second choice would be Love's. But other than that, I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anywhere else for any kind of quick
food
like that.
Love's don't have anything like that. Now I will say I've been in some real nice Flying J pilots lately that have that big like a buffet place in them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you could probably go in there and get a Thanksgiving dinner, to go type of situation.
Yep, I remember those.
You can probably do that.
Yep.
But man, some of these, like I say, truck stops anymore, they have showers in them, but they're not that good anymore. The restaurants close early. Their parking lots, they used to kind of take pride in fixing the parking lots up. But God, the last TA I was on, they had just broken up asphalt that it's just hard to believe that where the hospitality for the truck driver is anymore. It's just getting to be worse and worse.
Yep.
Out here.
Well, a lot of that has to do with they're chasing their money, and I understand what they're doing. I think that we need to call each other out when we see those bad things. Of course, we do that here. Me and you, we all talk about that here. That every time we see something bad, we point it out and call them out on it and everything. There's not enough truckers that do that these days. That they don't call it out. And a lot of times, they're doing bad things, but they don't think that they're doing bad things. It's like when you take a bag full of trash out of your truck and you throw it on the ground next to the trash can, that's not helping out. You're not helping out. You're adding to the problem. If we've got overflow trash cans, then go to the dumpster, dump it in the dumpster, and then walk inside and tell them, hey, you need to go empty your trash cans. A lot of them out there, they forget. A lot of them, those. I think a lot of truck stops. I understand that it's hard to find good people. It's kind of hard to find good truck drivers. It's hard to find good people to work at truck stops. I think that they probably should have more people that, hey, you need to. You're sitting here twiddling your thumbs after you got done, cleaning one of the showers or whatever. Hey, go out there and empty a trash can. So yeah. I mean,
every now and then. Truck stop this weekend. They had a golf cart, and then they had a trailer for the golf cart to put trash in, right?
Yep.
Shit, them and another chick was driving around the golf cart, just tooling around like you would at a truck show.
Right. They just driving around like they're having fun, like going for a ride. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not doing their job. It's just, I don't know. I'd like to turn back the hands of time a couple years again, and I'd even put up with some riffraff to have some of the old services that we used to have.
Right. But yeah, that's the way it is here. That's kind of where things have gone. And we were talking about it before that I think a lot of arguments have been made when the people got on there talking about supply chain. They said, well, there's a driver shortage. I think an abundance of people came out and said, no, there's plenty of people out here. They don't want to become a truck driver because truck driving sucks. It's a hard job. It's not paying that well. It's not that good. And then just like right now, what we're talking about, you want to talk about life on the road. Life on the road has gotten worse and worse because of the lack of good truck stops, because of the lack of being able to get someplace to eat and everything. And life on the road just gotten harder and harder. Drivers are like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm not going to be out here, be treated like a second-class citizen because I'm out here making a living on the road. I'm not going to do it. So we
used to have a truck lounge, and that's all it was truck lounge. I was in a truck lounge the other day, and they had gambling machines in there. They had all kinds of stuff going on. Well, shit, when you used to go get off the road, good meal, great shower, and go to the truck lounge and relax.
Yep.
It'd be dark, relaxful. Shit, I'm surprised there ain't more accidents on the highway because there's really no way to relax and get out of your truck.
Right. And that's another thing, too, being able to get out of the truck, being able to go somewhere else, do something else, sit and, chit-chat, whatever. Used to, a lot of these places that had restaurants, it was an area for truck drivers only. And that's the other thing. When you get rid of the restaurant, you get rid of the place that the truck driver can get out of the truck and then, like you're saying, relax, whether it be in the restaurant or in the lounge. They always said, because they said in the lounge, like the doorway to get into the lounge or the door or the entrance to the
professional drivers only.
That's right. It was always this is for truckers only, professional drivers only. If you're not a professional driver, don't take up the space. Don't do that. And like you're saying, remember those Petros? It had a small little game room, and then it had the theater or whatever, or any kind of lounge. Well, now the game room is bigger than the lounge. It's like the game room. That's what they want. They want the game room. They want the kids in there making noise and spending money. They don't want the drivers to be able to relax or whatever. And yeah, it's just gotten that way.
Well, they putting the games in the lounges. This one here had the chairs. If you wanted to sit in the chair, you could. But it was uncomfortable until you put 50 cents in it to make it massage. So it was another money grab.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yep. But
I keep saying one of these days, the longer I'm out here, the more I want to get out of here. And
that's right.
I feel like contributing to the driver shortage is what I feel like doing. So.
Yep. Well, that's kind of what we do at the truck show is we kind of point things out. Our opportunity to get to the truck show is to chat with these people that are in charge of these systems, the truck stops and the entertainment or the restaurants or whatever, and we can let them know. They do that too. If anybody out there thinking about going to the truck show, understand that when you go to that truck show, one thing that's cool is that, so you go to the pilot booth or you go to the TA booth, sometimes they're doing a survey where they say, hey, come here and do the survey and you fill out points or whatever. And that's my opportunity to let them have it, and let them know, this is what they need to be doing. And a lot of times,
exactly.
And if you don't show up and spout your opinion on all that, then they'll never know. And that's the other thing too, is when you see the opportunity to give them your opinion, I always used to remember they put the business cards of the managers or general managers around like the restrooms or showers and all that. I'd take those and I'd send them emails and say, listen, you got a good business here and you're losing it. This is what you're doing wrong, and all that. And a lot of times, they may not read it. They may. You never know. But, it all depends on
and that's what I would say at the truck show. Usually the higher brass are at these booths.
Yep, that's
Those
right.
are the ones to get their cards on, and then when you leave, then hit them an email. Because what I've seen, if you tell them at the truck show, it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. They forget about it.
Exactly right.
And TA used to have a complaint line to call in. Well, they don't have that no more either because they got tired of hearing all the bitches.
That's pretty bad when you got to get rid of the complaint line, right?
You know, and then they got tired of me because I call in, I wouldn't even have to tell them who I was. They called me. They knew me by my first name there for a while. So they countered on me now. And they've canceled my my loyalty card. So I just unbelievable. You know, I just don't understand how they operate. You know, I just don't. You know, at least some truck stops will greet you when you come in and thank you when you leave. You know, and other ones they don't take care of their lots. They don't take care of the showers, the fuel stalls. You know, they got diesel all over the ground. They quit cleaning those. It just looks like they've given up, like they don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Which I guess is understandable. I guess that's what modern society has gone to. Nobody cares nothing about nobody.
Well, I think a lot of times it's they were operating off of certain type of employment, and then they, you know, when you get a corporate entity involved, that when you try to hire people, they have to fill out all this extra paperwork and everything, and you sometimes, you know, like remember, I don't know if you remember, when I first started driving, one of the big truck stops we'd always go to out in New Mexico was at Giant, out there in what was it, Jonestown, New Mexico, whatever, in the middle of nowhere. There was a Giant truck stop, and it's called Giant.
What was it called?
Giant. Remember? It was Giant.
Yeah.
And it was a huge truck stop, and the fuel island was, I tell you, that was like a quarter of a mile, maybe even half a mile away from the main building was where the fuel island was. I mean, it was a big truck stop. And when you go to the fuel island, you pull up in there, and they actually had attendants that would pump for you. You didn't have to get out of the truck, basically.
Yep.
They would run your card and get your info and pump for you. And I can kind of figure that those guys that they hired to work those pumps and wash your windows and all that, they were probably part-time guys that they probably paid under the table. So if you get a corporation to buy that truck stop out, those employees are gone because those corporations are not going to do that. They're not going to bring in people that they can kind of, you know, I don't say skirt the law, but treat them like part-time.
There's a TA left in Lee on Lee County or Lee Highway over in Virginia.
Yep.
You drive up to that, and they'll come right up to your door. What do you want? You fill it up? You bet. They fill your tanks. They clean your windshield. You go in and stand by the counter, and they get all done. And they tell you what your bill is.
Now, isn't that one kind of off the beaten path, though? I mean, it's kind of like a good.
It's way off.
Yeah, it's like a mile or 2 miles off the main road.
It's good old boys.
Yeah. Yep, because it's not even on
the big truck stop, and then the one down in Mount Vernon, Missouri. Up until recent, they would fill you up and wash your windshields for you.
Yep.
It just that was so cool. I mean, that you don't see that very often.
No,
at all.
In fact,
it's just a little bit of cleanliness, and you know, I like walking into Lowe's and saying, "Hey, welcome to Lowe's."
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it doesn't take a lot, you know. And just like you're saying, the cleanliness, like instead of the trash cans being overflowing and all over the ground, you know, if the trash cans were just emptied out every once in a while, you know,
yeah. You know, there's still some truck. I mean, there's some good ones across the country where you'll see a guy out there with a dustpan and a broom, and he's sweeping up the lot, and they take pride. It just looks like they take pride, you know.
Right.
But
that's good.
There's
that's
a lot
good
of
stuff.
more so than enough that don't.
That's good. That's good stuff. Well, that's what we do here on Redneckanize Radio. We just talk about trucking out there, life on the road, and I hope everybody's enjoying this. We're going to step away and take a little quick break right now and come right back. We're talking about just getting home for the holidays and whether or not you work through or not. So give us a holler, 516-387-1733. Be sure to check out our website, redneckanize.com. This is Redneckanize Radio.
Across the field where the creek turns back by the old stumble road, I'm gonna take you to a special place that nobody knows. Baby, get ready. Ooh, you and me go fishing in the dark, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows.
Let me thank Trucker Tools for helping us out and supporting our messages. Trucker Tools is an all-in-one app for truckers and their business. The Trucker Tools app was built from feedback from real drivers and is always being updated to better